It was the holidays. It was late. I was up shopping for gifts, binge watching gift guides on YouTube. Then I find this video, Snazzy Labs, talking about useful, unheard of gadgets, a router, a power bank. Then I see this, the Innova Chamber Vacuum Sealer. Snazzy goes over how the machine works.
And the chamber opens up a valve, normalizing pressure, but the pouch collapses. It is vacuum packed.
Its features,
Primary use is A, for food storage, and B, sous vide cooking.
its functionality,
Chamber vacs have some cool tricks.
and then I hear these words.
They can also be used to infuse, extract.
You can infuse oils and drinks.
And then in my mind, I see it. Okay, so that got me thinking, could I make coffee with a chamber vacuum sealer? But it's $300 and I don't exactly have $300 to spend on a random high-end kitchen appliance. So I just bought it. Yeah, of course I did. I got it in. I have unboxed it. I've got the instructions. I'm gonna give them a quick read. And then I wanna brew coffee? Question mark? This chamber vacuum sealer can be used in one of 4 ways. The most obvious way is to vacuum and seal something. But the other 3 ways are more confusing. The first is to infuse or extract a thing. The second is to compress or pickle a thing. And then the third is to dry or cool a thing. Anyway, we're obviously doing the infusion/extraction program. I don't know how long this is going to take, but based on the very little research that I've done, under 5 minutes, which is, if this works, and I highly doubt that it will, but if it actually does, then it does. And I have just spent $350 to make coffee in a very strange, but fast way. I've got this open chamber, which you can't see, because I'm not showing you, but I will. And we need to place in a container of our choice that needs to be no taller than 2.8 inches or 75 millimeters. Do not fill the container more than halfway. When a program is run, the pressure buildup under vacuum may cause the liquid to boil and could result in it spilling over the edge. This thing looks pretty easy to clean. I already have one, and it's this Pyrex dish, and I haven't measured it. Should probably do that now. But if I can't fill this more than halfway, this can't be more than like 200 mils. I'm not gonna get a lot of coffee out of this process, but you know, this is all a concept. We could scale this. And by we, I mean somebody that owns a company that can make things like this and not me. Okay. Where is the tape measure? I don't know what kind of grind I'm looking for. That is about 2.3 inches. We're in the clear. This is infusion. I want it to be strong, so I'll do a 1:10 ratio. First, I need to figure out how much water I can get in here, which will determine how much coffee I can get in here. So about halfway is, yeah, that's about 200 mils. Now, I need 20 grams of coffee ground to some unknown particle size. I think we're gonna start, you know what? I'm gonna start no idea. I'm gonna start at an 8. That might mean nothing to you. That's pretty coarse. basically like the French press type grind. Someone's bound to argue with me in the comment section. So I got this coffee from my friend Esther from Pretty Coffee Roasting out of New Orleans, Louisiana. It is a natural process yellow bourbon with notes of yellow plum, rooibos, and burnt sugar from El Salvador. Quick stir. So if liquid boils under a vacuum, then this is technically a French press now. Because or is it not cold brew? I don't care. Okay, I don't know how to work this thing, but I bet it starts with me shutting the lid. I think that's pretty it's a pretty good guess there. Okay, button. I think this is the part where I hit the play button and just worry about it later. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Oh, whoa! Oh no! Whoa! Oh! Can you smell it? Jesus Christ, this is creepy. Okay. It did not overflow, but it was very close to doing so. It's draining. Slowly, but it is draining. That was absolutely terrifying. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to use. It's intuitive. Seems really easy to clean. There's not a whole lot of like exposed surfaces. It's like nice and minimal and sleek. It's made out of metal and glass, pretty thick glass. It's got a nice screen. It's pretty bright. The instructions are really easy to understand. Comes with a bunch of pouches for sealing. It's got handles. It's got this pretty power button. Okay, we're done steeping. I think that took about like, what, 3 minutes? It looks a little light and it's a little cloudy and there's not a whole lot of it. And it's midnight. Holy shit, that's coffee. That actually worked! Oh my god! Oh, this is a big success. I was so skeptical about this. But that's like pretty decent. And it's like different than I was expecting. Like it's sweeter and fruitier and it's got this like nice weird tang to it. It's like pretty clean. I would definitely find the grind. I hadn't really like planned for success here, so I'm not sure how to react. I didn't do any research before making this video. Instinct took over and said, do thing now. And I did the thing. And I am going to continue to experiment and play around with this and try to configure the best form factor to get the most amount of coffee in the most convenient way possible to kind of streamline this process. So you might be wondering, what just happened here? Well, funny thing about water, or any liquid for that matter, is that under a vacuum, it will boil at room temperature. And the reason for that is that any liquid will boil if its vapor pressure exceeds atmospheric pressure. and atmospheric pressure in a complete vacuum is 0. All I know is that for some strange reason we ended up with coffee and it tasted really good. So yeah. But then filtering the coffee took a very long time. So I got to thinking, is there a way that the filtration process could be easier or even built in to the brewing process? And I thought, yes, there is a way. So I'm back today and I have procured 2 things. The first is this. It's a Quinto cold brew maker. And I would love to say that the main reason I purchased this was so that we could make cold brew here. While that is true, I really just wanted to get my hands on this. This is the internal filter for the cold brew maker. The most special thing about this is that it is completely covered top to bottom, and I can put coffee in here and have the extraction happen in the dish, and I don't have to worry about straining the coffee afterwards. I can just take this out and the coffee is ready to go. The second thing I procured is this, and that is just a longer, slightly larger tray, which I've already filled with water. I don't know if this will work quite as I planned. Here goes nothing. Whoa, what the hell is happening? I hope this thing doesn't explode. Okay, the color of this water is not quite as promising. I don't know, looks like we have like a... I'm not sure what happened in here. It looks like the water directly adjacent to the filter was kind of sucked into the filter, and that coffee and that water together made almost like a concentrate of sorts, and then the rest of the water didn't really get anything. I wonder if a pre-wet would be beneficial at all. I've got this solution. That coffee, I don't know. Now, I think we need all of the water interacting with all of the coffee at any one given time during the vacuum process. That's my theory. I've actually been overthinking this the entire time. So what do I know? I know that for this process to work, all of the coffee needs to be in contact with all of the water. The grind should be for filter coffee. That's easy to communicate. And there's one thing that I've had this entire time that would make the filtration process super easy. An Aeropress. So I've got these cigars right here, except they're not cigars. They're chips, except they're not chips. According to the back, they're edibles, except they're not edibles. According to what's inside of them, it's actually coffee beans. Was that a roller coaster? It was for me. Thank you, Sean, for this Russian doll of meaning and complexity.
Now, obviously, the setup isn't optimal. I think that if you were to design a chamber vacuum specifically for brewing coffee, it would be vertical, not horizontal. You could use a filtration process like an Aeropress. Like the Aeropress could even be the like brewing container, and there could be like a hatch and then like a piston that comes down at the end that like pushes all the coffee through a pump where it ends up in a bottle somewhere, and then you have just this spent puck that's like easy to remove and dump, and then coffee is like easy to load in at the top. Again, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. In my next video, Fellow Products has come out with a new grinder called the Opus. So it's either gonna be that or it's gonna be me making a sunglasses case for my friend Joe. So please look forward to that. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.